I think I'm still have my stream up a bit. Can anyone hear me? Can anyone hear me?
Yep, we can.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I had a connection issue. I'm sorry. I disconnected. I managed to reconnect, but hopefully the stream is up. But I missed what you said, Nissa.
We were talking shit about Tithian being a paladin.
Also,
Basically.
Emo just said in Discord that your stream crashed.
It's back up, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me check.
At least I can still see it.
Okay, it's back up. I
Oh,
think it
yeah,
was just
yeah.
like a little blip in the internet, I think here. So,
Yep.
it's if it's back up, let's keep going. Sorry about that. I missed a couple of things. So if you're just talking shit about Tithian.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Problem with
Nisa
paladins.
is trying to find reasons not to bang him right now.
What's
Exactly.
the problem with, what's
Exactly,
the problem
yeah.
with paladins? Exactly.
I
Are you-
have no
Are
idea.
you kidding me? Low-card? They're law enforcers. Come on.
I am a law
Paladins
enforcement
don't. Paladins are not only law enforcers. I've seen
Well,
plenty of them fight in the.
Well,
Actually,
I
battle.
only speak about Gerst because it's the only thing I know. So paladins in Gerst are kind of
Well, maybe I need
outside
to.
of Gerst.
This is Nisa we're talking about. Look, put some rules in front of her and she'll say no.
Aurora, you know a fair bit about Tithian, at least his background, because he's your superior's officer, like he's at the top of the food chain, right? So like everyone in the Templars knows Tithian, right? You know that he works, diligently within the Templars, and he constantly meets with Calic. He is not a paladin at all. He is a war cleric. He's a war cleric of
Yeah, that's a
Calic.
paladin.
Definitely a paladin.
Yeah.
He's a war
Not a
cleric.
class paladin, but you know.
Like he is he channels the strength of Calic through him, and he is
I worship
when
false.
necessary very
Doesn't
ruthless, and there are like whispers only like occasionally in your time of being in the Templars where Tithian's name was mentioned, and it would always be because of something kind of brutal happened, or like a decision that led to the murder of citizens within Gersh that could potentially be considered thieves, but no trial or anything like that. There's no due process within Gersh. So it's like, oh, it came down from Tithian. It's like, okay, then that's like, holy shit. If it went all the way up to Tithian, then something really hit the fan. He makes decrees and decisions that reach even the nobles to be instructed what to do. And most nobles feel like when they get messages from Tithian that it's considered a proud moment. He has a lot of support from the Templars within Gerst, and as far as you are concerned, as a Templar or an ex-Templar perhaps, Tithian was always someone to look up to, as someone who made decisive, strategic decisions, and rarely was it spoken that Tithian made a mistake. And most people, when the conversation turns to Tithian about like, is he gonna move on or is he gonna leave, it's like, no, the Gersh wouldn't function without Tithian.
I probably know him also, but not this version of him, but like 20 years ago.
So
Kind of.
Tithian is part of the Templars. He's not part of the army of Kalis. So
Yeah, but I mean, I was in Ghost.
you
back
were, that's true. He He was a younger Templar when you were back in Gerst, but so maybe you wouldn't have heard his name all that much.
Okay.
Tithian. If there is one person in Gasp that would have
I think you cut out.
I think, yeah,
It's
I
him.
think we lost you.
it's him. Yeah, if there's anyone with any insight into what's going on, it would be Tithian.
Oh, okay.
He's at the top of the food chain. He's the right hand of Kalik. The nobles bend their knee to him when he comes knocking.
Oh, wow. So that's why I haven't seen him around in the Warrens.
So at this time when, sorry, am I cutting out again?
No, no, no.
Okay.
It was me. Sorry.
Hey, Discord might be a little bit screwy right now. Sorry if I speak
No,
over you.
I was. It's all right. No, no. You can go on. You can go on, please.
I was to say about this time, like, there's some further noise deep within the entrance of the mines, and there's some movement as several guards rush out of the mines, including a Templar who are moving very quickly. And there is some certainly some agitation within the camp as they're running. You hear this chump, 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 chump with their armor jangling, and they're
You
gonna
got
go.
a short rest?
Yeah, it's been about an hour or so now. Yeah, you've got a short rest.
Did I also get a short rest?
I mean, for sure. I mean, you might need to take some further time, right? Because you
Okay,
didn't do a full just sit around on your ass. You did a whole mountain expedition.
Okay.
Wait, did I message? Oh, I did. Okay. I think Nissa, you have yet to gain your short rest, right?
Yeah, yeah. I haven't done it yet. So let me.
No, as in like you literally can't right now, right? Did I message that to you?
No. Um,
Who am I getting
I don't know.
confused with?
Referring to.
Yeah, it's you. So it's been about an hour, not an hour and a
Oh
half.
yeah, yeah. Oh. Okay, okay. Yes.
Yeah. So whilst you see that,
Oh yeah.
thematically about an hour, Aurora, Lokar, and Magrim seem to feel the effects of taking a minute. You do not.
Yeah. You just see Nissa kind of standing or sitting and fidgeting all the time and touching her pendant, her crystal over and over again, just making sure it's there. And she's just looks really nervous, really. Trying to keep it together, but failing a little bit.
Keep it together.
Oh, you're right. Listen.
Huh? Yeah, I'm good. I'm just a little fidgety, but yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool.
I'll try to insight you. Maybe I'm close enough to not get disadvantage.
I will also incite that, but yeah. I assume at this point Nisa has always just been paranoid.
Yeah, no, she's definitely not cool. She's definitely not okay. She's feeling
I'm-
paranoid. She's feeling a bit compulsive.
You're fiddling like constantly with the necklace, right?
Yeah, almost not all the time, but almost constantly. She's not doing it all the time
I'm.
because she doesn't want
I
to
will. As you go for it again, I'll grab your hand and like look at it, and then look at you. There's something that could be of a problem right now. We need to know, Lisa. Right? Could be any moment that we have a opportune time. All right.
She's just
What is going on with this?
she's gonna look at you and go, I I don't know. I just feel the need to constantly check that it's there. My my focus, my pendant, it's there. Because I feel that if I lose it or lose sight of it, I'll be helpless. I'll be powerless. I'll be dead. And I don't want that to happen.
Bit quick to be having traumatic paranoia, but I suppose it makes sense.
I am
Yeah.
going to put the other hand on the pendant. Do I get like a weird feeling?
Um, there's no weird feeling other
Okay.
than the weird action of touching her chest, but it's
No, it's just a pendant.
it's like, but as you're this close to Nissa, can you roll me a perception check?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. And Aurora, I'd like you to do the same.
Oh, thank goodness you rolled higher than me.
You have no idea how much I want to get observant, just for those.
So the reason why this is an active check is because there's a movement happening, and it's not something that you would pick up necessarily with a passive, and it's not, at least on Nissa. So as Lokar, you reach out to touch Nissa's necklace or pendant to see whether or not you get the heebie-jeebies. Being that close to Nissa and Aurora, they both see your eyes, but more so around them. Your cheeks, your cheekbones, they are dimmed in color and almost like flush. And being a Goliath of the sand, your cheeks don't flush. So they're rosy, red tinted. Not in a cutesy kawaii kind of way, but more like as if feverish.
Yeah.
Loka, do you have a fever?
Are you alright?
I don't think I have a fever. Why would you ask?
Because you look like you've been sick for 3 days. Black eyes aren't helping.
Great. Just what I needed. Anyway, Lisa. He like removes both his hands again. Maybe I don't want to take the pendant from you, but I'm a bit worried if this is your state. Have you ever tried to meditate?
Try to what? Sorry.
Meditate.
Meditate. Look,
Mhm.
I don't want to be disrespectful, but I've never once in my life meditated. And I don't think now is the best time. But I do think this has something to do with whatever the hells we faced down there in the deepest part of the mine.
No, but I can tell you, it doesn't matter where it comes from. If emotion take over, meditation is the best way to get control back. And we need you in control. Alright? Maybe I
Well,
can.
you'll have to teach me or tell me how to do it, because I don't know.
No worry, no worry, we can do it together. Seems like I need to check on myself as well, if I'm apparently sick.
Yeah,
And
you do look respectfully weird.
yes, then let's figure it out. And he's going to like show Nisa how he has learned meditating. And use that, give her the time to check on and control herself and get more calm. And for himself, use this meditation to check in on himself because apparently something is wrong. And yeah, he kind of just teaches you through breathing and like kind of moving your thoughts, kind of
She
noticing
she
where it hangs.
she follows as best as she can, basically, but with all the movement and the sounds happening around them, because well, I think they have at least noticed many of the soldiers or Templar, sorry, going into the mine, like most of them. So
For
that's a
sure.
lot of sound. She's distracted, but she's trying her best to concentrate.
Yeah. And he's explaining you how to, let the sound go in one ear and go out the other, and try to just view it as like a wave that goes through your body and kind of just feel it resonating, the sound resonating with your body, giving her like something else to focus on when she hears the sound. Yeah. And I guess Lokar is going to make an inside check on himself and see if he notices like being sick.
That's a medicine check, not a self insight.
And sure, I can do that. I can do that. Can I
How's
get
my
advantage?
vibe?
Can I get advantage through going through meditation? I've like learned that kind of process. Would you allow me to get advantage on that medicine check?
Given that you've had a short rest, and I think to gain advantage on like a self insight, given your story, your backstory, I think requires you to be somewhat meditative, and you have done that. You haven't been bursting out, you haven't been chatting that much. So yeah, for this time, I will give you advantage on your self. How you doing?
17.
17. You still your mind as you look inwards. You close your eyes and try and block out the movement in the camp back and forth, the shouting of the guards, the orders being barked by Templars and captains and commanders, the wailing of children. They grow duller. The audio, the volume grows duller, and you find that moment where you look inwards with clarity of meditation. And you're used to finding perfect center, perfect stillness. But not today. Today you feel like there is something there. A hitchhiker in your mind. Like a grain of sand in your sock. Irritable but can be ignored. But it shouldn't be there. Whether or not you attribute that to being sick is down to you. But you know that it shouldn't be there. And the times when you felt like something was irritating to that regard, it was worth taking note of it and trying to address it. But you can't check your whole body.
Right. And I also hope that I gave Nisur a chance to kind of calm herself down. Well, I'll try to. I don't know if there's something to roll for that, but he obviously also tries to give her a chance to calm down.
Thank you.
I think this is the first time, so I think this is less of a roll and more like
Yeah.
whether or not Nissa chooses to. With everything going on in her mind, what does Nissa try and do here?
She certainly tries. She tries her hardest because she knows that normally she's paranoid, but not at such a high level. So she knows that something weird is going on, something is off. So she tries to focus, yeah.
Okay. Roll a d100.
Okay.
You are not versed with how meditation functions. Lokar has just merely told you to try and still your mind, but in this instance, you find it very hard to do so. You find it the distractions constantly bother you, and then that feeling in the back of your mind creeps up once more and says, "Do I have it? Do you have it? Is it there?"
Yeah, no, she kind of snaps out of it. Her eyes like snapping open, and her hand goes up to her neck once more and goes, "I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry. I know I'm doing it again.
no,
I'm sorry."
it's perfect. It shows how difficult it is right now. Don't worry. We'll have enough time. I can tell you there's nothing you can't get under control, alright? So even though you might feel uncomfortable right now having this heightened emotion, yeah, I think I can help you with that. Okay? So if it doesn't work right now, that's fine. We're
Sure.
getting there.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Does speak truth. Discipline takes a lot of time. It can be easily broken. Is a source of strength.
Maybe let's try and focus on something else. Because they've got us here waiting around, but for what exactly? What?
Well, they wanted to clear out the mine, but it's obviously gonna take a lot. They're thinning out.
Taking casualties.
Yeah, there were many people out here.
I'm as right. I might be able to.
Not getting anywhere. Well,
Well, maybe the zombies will
if
do the work for us.
Ithian and Dora leave, there might be a chance.
Is the Tithian in the tent that he can look out towards us, or?
Yeah, it's more. It's not like a traditional tent. It's more like a like a marquee, like a covering with like a table underneath it, and he's kind of going over some paperwork, writing things down as some Templars rush out of the mines and deliver information to Doreen, and Doreen turns to Tithian and explains the situation, and he like nods and writes it down. Then barks an order back to Doreen, who then conversely delegates. And you notice, as you see this movement going back and forth, that very rarely does any information pass the lips directly to Tithian. It's always through Doreen.
He'll say, I think we might be lucky that Doreen doesn't like you, or doesn't want Titian to find out what's actually going on in the mines.
Maybe.
Because I think he would have probably called this off already if he knew. She just needs to make sure he doesn't find out.
Or
So-
Tithian is more clever than we realize, and he's eliminating Doreen as a rival. And all that follow her.
I'm not sure. I don't really care. What I can say is, I have noticed what you have told me. I can feel something blithing in my mind. Right now it is not strong enough to do anything but bother me, I think.
Need to get both of you to a healer before it gets worse. And don't look at me. I don't have the ability to do that.
I am unsure this is something a healer can handle.
I don't know much about healing or anything, basically. But what I do know is that Doreen is a shit ass name for a half-orc.
I can't believe the incompetence I'm seeing right now.
A bolt of lightning cracks through the sky right at your head, Nissa.
And she goes, "Oh no!"
I've been smoked.
I have the ability to lighten.
Pack of wolves. Get the scent of
No,
Nissa.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
The
Just
gods
kidding,
heard
just
and the
kidding.
gods
No.
might.
I think you're right, Nissa. No big no.
Dire wolves could help our situation right now.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, yeah.
It's like anti-divine intervention, where you just like piss off the gods so much that they have to get involved. So you continue to have conversations. Meanwhile, how is Tired Mouse?
Tired Mouse is not a mouse anymore. He's just a tired turtle.
Okay,
and,
so no more moose.
He's just chilling. I'm just chilling, trying to get a rest in because I do not feel good.
Indeed. You get a short rest for sure. Once you steady your heart rate, and you go back and you realize that you're like pretty well hit in this point. You will roll your short rest hit die and divide it by half.
Oh, okay.
Well, don't roll too many. Maybe you get a full sleeve in, and then
Well, there's one. I don't know why I didn't roll both of them like I wanted it to.
okay, we can roll both.
And there's the other.
Yeah, look at that. 8 HP,
Wow.
7 HP.
Yay!
Yeah.
I'll.
I was going to say that as you try and catch your breath and recover, and patch up some wounds, you feel like something's maybe it's the adrenaline, maybe it's the exertion, maybe it's the fact that you kind of almost died. But for whatever reason, you struggle to catch your breath. You struggle to sort of, patch yourself up a little bit. You struggle to heal, and you're not quite sure why.
Do I have any kind of like eye line? Can I see down into the pit where they're at right now?
Yeah. You can peek over, and you're quite high up. The Templars that are escorting the guards slowly down the mountain back to Gasp have already disappeared. So you feel like you're well secluded, and you could probably like take a peek without worrying about being seen, provided you don't like walk around up there.
Right,
in plain
right.
view.
Yeah, I want to just at least have a line of sight so I can see what's going on.
Of course, the
just-
perspective side of things kind of distorts it. You've got very small people down
Right.
there.
Right.
But you see a little less now.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm just gonna hang out for now and wait for an opportunity to do something.
All right.
Because I'm not really sure. What
Yeah,
to
I
do.
think I'll ask. Since I think I've caught up to the understanding that when we rested, she was able to do stuff again, magic stuff again, right? I'd assume. Like I know that there are people that have these kind of ways of getting back their stuff.
Who's she?
Nissa.
Oh,
So,
Oh, yeah.
So I would ask like, you can teleport again, right?
I
Sure.
think so. I think so. Oh wait, I haven't rolled my short rest die.
You haven't.
Can I?
You haven't hit short rest time yet.
Oh, okay. So I cannot teleport yet. Then.
You get the feeling though, Looker, like you've all kind of felt like this is the allocated amount of time that generally people need, but Nissa's done it in the same amount of time before, just not now. It's different.
Yeah, he doesn't. Nissa might not notice it when she says like she can't do it yet. She hasn't rested enough, but he takes a note. But he doesn't push on it right now.
Yeah, she's just like, I don't know, bro. I'm still exhausted. I'm still tired.
Was
Need to teach you how to do more cardio.
well, it was a long fight, Aurora. Stop being so hard on her.
During which a few of us almost kicked the bucket, and she glances at Magrum
Yeah.
and she goes, "But we're here. We're out." So
Yeah.
that's probably why I still need a little extra time.
Look her dots.
You can see that Magrum's kind of deep in thought. He stares at each of you like as he's listening, but you can see he's somewhat distracted. His brow is furrowed, and he's sort of like rubbing his chin, like doing a big think. Yeah, good thinkies. And he, when you sort of like mention Magrum's like almost like, he's like, oh yeah, that happened. That was weird down there, right? Like, that was all sorts of strange, right? There were things that everyone saw, right? Those vines that seemed to be alive, and this creature that seems to be pulsating with energy from whatever that liquid was that you drank. And then there's the the glowing symbols above everyone's heads, like that was
Sorry, what?
The
I'm sorry,
what?
what, like you saw that, right? Like there was the vines, and then the mists, and like the pools of that liquid.
Yeah, I think we
And
were following until runes
Until you
above
mentioned
heads.
the runes.
you didn't see any runes?
I mean, they must have been very well hidden if I didn't see them.
No, I just thought.
Not typically.
I'm just going to start rubbing my temples now because Mag is about to start talking.
Let me tell you a joke. There's a song that goes.
Hmm.
Um, he goes pensive a little bit and says, "I'm maybe I was just imagining things. Maybe it was the adrenaline. Maybe it was the fact that our lives were in danger. That maybe it's the trauma. But
No, Mac. No.
Very specific hallucination, I have to say. I don't think I've heard of that before.
Oh, they're generally generalized.
I
The
see.
word.
I don't think they followed that well, also.
You have evidence that at least Nessa is dealing with shock, so I guess Mag's not a fighter either.
Hey! I'm a fighter when it comes down to it. I mean, I've seen
You saw him
conflict.
fly around.
A lot of flailing around.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
The
Can we
room.
go
Yeah,
back to the runes?
yeah, I would be surprised if specific runes moving above people's heads as they are moving is a hallucination. That is beyond what normally happens.
and it's just because they
Yeah.
were in, celestial language that I don't know. I thought it was just like everyone could see them, but apparently not. So, yeah, that's
We're in
weird.
celestial language?
What did the runes say, Mag?
They were like floating there and like following you, and they were different. And I'm sure there's a song that comes to mind, but maybe now's not the time. But
No, definitely not. No.
Okay. Do you think, Nissa, that the word like to be down, to go down, to beneath, this is like just a word, right? A feeling of like celestial's kind of this emotive kind of language. It's hard to translate into common. The songs are great, best jokes ever in celestial, but this symbol. Do you have any feelings about descent or down? And Aurora, do you have any feelings about like being like light or illuminated or like some form of brightness? And you, Lokar, like, whew. Hate to say it, but I mean, maybe the eyes are kind of like giving me the answer, but darkness or concealment or gloomy, like these are all kind of.
My eyes are dark.
Do I look like someone who's a beacon of positivity, Mag?
I
Of
mean,
light?
yeah, no, yes, but it. I'm just saying what I saw. I thought everyone saw it, so it was just weird.
And do I look like somebody who would be able to interpret a rune in celestial that I haven't seen?
Well, I don't know. Maybe you guys were just like.
Yeah, maybe Nisa always goes downwards. What are you? I mean,
I do go down, all right.
okay, right.
Right.
Sure.
We didn't need to know that.
Magrum goes, down where?
Down to the valley to pray.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going.
Me
I'm
too.
going to smite you.
did you see your rune or Karik's rune?
Oh right, yeah, yeah.
Did we all have a room?
Well, I mean, I didn't look to me like I just thought everyone could see it. You know, I thought with like the light from the drift globe or whatever it is, like I didn't look above my head, but for Karik it was no, it was like being in the middle or like um the 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 crossroad kind of feeling, like the the being the apex of things, where things come together, like
Hmm.
Yeah,
All right. Fine.
I have to say, I have no idea what that could mean.
Thing you
I'm
know,
probably
you're
not the
reading
best person.
prophecies.
Yeah, probably not the best person to ask about celestial stuff.
no,
Hmm.
no, clearly that's okay. You don't have to feel bad about that.
No, I don't feel bad.
No, no, it's okay. You let it out. It's fine. You can feel bad if you want to.
Thanks, man. I feel better now.
Sick.
You see right through me.
Uh, so anything else you guys want to discuss before the next thing happens?
Guess I'll get explain how my eyes look right now since I can't see them, and that I get like more reddish skin.
Uh,
Just since he can't look anyway, he would ask, and I assume you guys would tell him.
uh,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, pinkish, horrible
more
skin. It
like
looks
Magram's like more fuchsia, right?
What's fuchsia?
color.
A deep pink color.
Right. Well, why would you name it? Why wouldn't you name it like a deep pink color?
Because it's named after a flower. The same shade.
Oh.
More
Okay.
appropriate. It's like it's
Roar
not.
just shakes her head. Your eyes are black. There's green pupils. Looks like the bloodshot, but that's not blood.
Yeah, your whole sclera is black. No,
Yeah.
Oh.
They look like my
Oh.
uncle's eyes.
What?
That's concerning.
your uncle looks like Lokar.
No. I mean, my uncle, great uncle, used to have eyes like those. They were really dark and had like a green flame in them. He was a tiefling though. Lokar isn't, so that's not normal. Don't
Okay.
want to alarm you.
Yeah. No. I guess when you guys were talking about like darkness, I didn't think. Okay. Yeah. That's. Well, I guess that explains why the sunlight isn't that nice to me anymore.
You're gonna get cramp in your eyes if you keep squinting.
Not like I can do anything about it. All right. You want me to turn off the sun?
I ask you to put a hand over your face.
Yeah. Well, if you're happy with moving your hand up because we're shackled together.
Is it really that bothersome? Like, does it really bother you a lot, or is it just discomfort?
It's like I can barely make out things that are too far away from me, and it
Oh,
hurts when I try to look in the direction where light is coming from. Enough for me to have trouble focusing.
He's going blind. Outstanding.
What if we like
Well, I
put
think I
some
was able to.
like we tear a piece of your loincloth and put it over your eyes?
Right,
yeah, maybe like a sort of shade.
right,
Yeah.
fine. Guess I'll go blind. That's gonna feel way better.
We,
Yeah, but I guess at least I was able to see in the darkness, I think. At least. I assume that's what it's like for you guys when you can see in places where there's no light, but I was able to see stuff.
it's curious.
It's the
You were
exchange, yeah.
able?
Yeah, I thought you guys noticed when I was able to more accurately move forward, even in the dark.
I wasn't really paying
Yeah,
attention.
that's fair. That's fair, actually. Yeah, no, I was able to see.
How did
Oh wow.
Wow.
how did that change? When did that change?
When this flood, this pool of water hit me, and whatever is in me, I suppose it has moved to my retina. So,
Magnum
that's
will roll a smart check, an int check.
an in check.
Smart check.
More.
Smart boy.
Okay,
Um,
perfectly average. All things should be.
he has a think and says, "Wait, we were down there, and then you had those eyes, and now Nissa's all skittish, and she was down there too, obviously, and wait, is there something? Is there something on your body, Nissa? Did you take?
Come again?
Did something like okay? We lost sight of you for like a few seconds, right? And we tried our hardest to get to you as fast as possible. Like Kark, he just came in and it's like the rocks went "Meow," and then we saw you, and then you were already like kneeling at this pool. But do you recall what happened when you like left us and you walked there? Do you recall anything?
I just, to be fair, I just remember Magram kind of losing control over myself, like I was no longer at the wheel. And then suddenly I was in the middle of that sort of cave, that space, with big butcher guy speaking in tongues and that other girl, the half elf girl.
Who's been
And
taken?
yeah,
Didn't have the
and
chance to talk to her much, but she might
yeah,
have the same
and
condition that Loka
Uh,
have.
maybe Loco, we should turn away whilst like Aurora checks over Nissa.
So, I'm not sure that it does necessarily have to be an outward effect, but
check on me. How?
Well, like
like you
maybe you
might not
have,
have black eyes, but maybe you have like
you
I don't
know,
know, darkened skin or
Don't
yeah.
tell
I don't
me you
know.
just want to see her tits, Mag.
No, I would never. I mean, I'm sure they're nice, but no. This is are they nice? No. I'm sure it's something else. Like this is about, you know, medicine.
Did you know it's actually offensive that you think that my tits are not nice? But I'll let that slide. I'll let that slide.
No,
Right.
yeah. Magram turns around.
Guys, for yeah, I think Lothar already. Like, I mean, it is about time that he, in general, like focus more about his surroundings. He is kind of very bothered by this force from the inside, so he hasn't really keeping track too much from the outside. So but he's starting to do that right now.
Okay.
Get more lay of the lands again.
Does Aurora check Nissa, or does Nissa allow it?
Yeah, Nisa allows it.
Medicine check, please, Aurora.
No, no
Ooh.
major physical injuries.
Remind me what you're wearing, Nissa.
They did allow us to wear our armor before we went down to the mines, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you removed your armor to get mage armor on you. So
Yes.
it's
Oh,
just the slave
That is true.
yeah.
loin stuff.
The
You just have
slave
the
thingy.
shift. This makes the check far easier.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Aurora, you check over the willing Nissa, and you can see as you turn her around, on the spot, I suppose. You see kind of like where her right kidney is on her back. There is this series of puncture wounds from what you can only assume would be the thorns of the vines that wrapped themselves around her leg and dug in as they held her. You can see around these puncture wounds that even though her skin is purple, the area of the wounds is like a it's like a reddy green, and you get closer to looking at the minor injury that could just be like more like an itch to some other people, like a mosquito or whatever, but within the puncture wounds is like a sticky sap, like a mucus within the wound. And you take a smell, and it is not a pleasant smell. Not like Nissa is not a pleasant smell, but the wound does not smell like a clean puncture wound, like a stab. A stab is like, okay, unless it gets infected, but you liken that to your time within the Templars and dressing your own wounds after being like somewhat shanked by a homeless peasant. You've seen infected wounds before, and it's very rare that a wound would get disinfected so fast.
I don't know what hit you, Nasa, but that is one hell of an infection.
What?
An infection. Bacteria under your skin.
Yeah. No, maybe. Was it the tentacles? The vines, the because they did wrap around me at some point. Did they wrap around you too?
Got grabbed by the hook. I don't think I got grabbed by any tentacle.
They attempted to grab her, but she dodged.
Mm-hmm.
Karik did get grabbed too.
This,
Yeah.
The puncture size, I mean, you're still bleeding from it too.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Do you not feel the pain? It's infection.
I mean, I did feel pain, but I've been exhausted since we got out of the mine, so I just thought it was, yeah, exhaustion, tiredness.
You can take a short rest at this point if you wish, Nissa.
Okay.
Needs to be cleaned and dressed at the very least. Likely need somebody to actually give you healing. I'm incapable of doing that.
We got some water. Maybe clean it a bit, if you think that'll help.
Well, cleaning wounds is always helpful, I think. So yeah.
Alcohol would be better at this point, but you're not.
Doesn't that sting?
Oh, it burns like fuck.
Nice.
As you continue to look over Anissa and try and discuss what this wound could be, there is another set of movement with a couple of Templars coming out and shouting for more men. As Alabaster looks their way and goes over to check what the ruckus is about. There is some quick muffled words towards Alabaster, who gives a nod and gestures for them to go back in, and comes back to Doreen and gives her the message. Doreen then immediately responds back in somewhat a more elevated tone to hear to say, "Take it alive if you can." And Alabaster stops for a minute and goes, Are you sure? And Doreen says, "For Karak. Karak will love it." And Alabaster looks to Tithian real quick, who is busy doing things, and Doreen says, "Don't look at Tithian. Look at me. This is an order. Take it, Templar." And Alabaster's posture changes, and he salutes, and he points to one of the other guards and say, "You, with me." And they're going to go back down, and Dorian's going to go back over to Tithian.
Lisa's gonna nod towards Alabaster and then look at Aurora and go, you realize this is probably the last time you're gonna see him, right?
I'm not sure. I don't think there were a bunch of undead in there, but I think they can take them. I think they probably talk about the undead ogre.
Nice,
Yeah, I'm talking about the bigger threat. Yep.
Not too long ago, I was thrown into a slave pen, and everybody thought me dead. Alabaster is twice as tough as I am.
No, it's
What are
not necessary.
you? Oh no, go on.
No, go good. You go. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna mess around, to be honest.
That's perfect. No, go ahead. Do that. That's way better.
She leans in and kind of, wiggles her eyebrows and goes, "When all this is over, what are you gonna do?"
My job, Nisa.
That you no longer have?
An
Yeah,
oath
official.
does not require a station.
Okay, but I meant it's clear that he cares for you at least. So what you gonna do?
How do you...
Hmm?
Nisa, my first love is Callus.
Oh god. You're no fun. Ugh.
Perhaps someday that you will understand that I do not matter. My individuality does not matter. What matters is our country and its people and our king.
This country doesn't consider you part of it.
Yeah. At least for now.
No, forever. Humans are the whole reason we have to They never let us have what they had. That's why we had to take it by force.
So yeah, in
Yeah.
short, you should ask him on a date.
What?
Oh, look at this Lokar. She's speechless.
As
I'm just messing with you.
as this conversation's ongoing, something distracts you from trying to lighten the spirits of the situation that you're in. And Tithian makes a slam on his fist on the table that's underneath that canvas sort of protective sheet. And you all sort of turn towards Tithian, and he says to Doreen, "Fine, but do not keep me waiting. If it is as you say, we may have use of it. Bring it to Gerst. I shall leave now with the other slaves. Bring one Templar and a cohort of guards for the slaves. We will be heading back to Gerst momentarily." Doreen does a salute, and she is going to move away. And you can see Tithian starting to pack up his things underneath that awning.
All I could do would be getting us up the ledge here. And pretty quickly. I'm not sure that's far enough.
Patience, Loka.
Doreen eventually comes over to you all as you're huddled there and says, "On your feet, slaves. It's walking time. Daylight's burning. You're to leave now."
You can understand that, but I think Locker had made like some makeshift bandage over his eyes that he can like easily pull up and pull down. Or pull partially down to like get some cover from the sun.
Mm-hmm. Doreen calls out to one of the Templars and says, "They may have the ear of Tithian, so be kind to these whelps for now." And the Templar comes over. "Take their things, though. Just check them." And the Templar nods, goes pick up all the clattered weapons, puts them into a bundle, like straps them up, hands it over to one of the guards, and goes to you, Lokar, to like take your bag.
Well, could I put the bag into
What?
loincloth a bit? So it seems like there's just there's just a bulge in my loincloth.
Wow.
I don't think Lokar's that well endowed to pull off a handy
Bulge
haversack.
of holding.
I mean, it's not big; it's very small. A handy haversack is very small.
Oh my god.
What is
Just
the
like
set?
a pouch, like a pouch.
Handy haversack is bigger than a bulge. Unfortunately, it's kind of like a small backpack. So,
Well, it says it's like, I guess the backpack with pouches. Okay, fine.
Sorry, it's not like one of those sort of like tourist like waist pack things.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Is that what you interpreted it? No, unfortunately not. It's more like a
no,
small
I'm actually
backpack.
seeing this. Yeah. Because I
Okay.
just read pouches and I was like, oh.
I mean, you can try and thrust it into your
No,
loincloth
no,
if
no,
you
no.
want.
Okay, in that case. Yeah, I thought it was just like basically a pouch that you could put at the side of your belt.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's not the
That
case.
is,
It's hilarious
nope,
that you
okay.
tried to do that. It's
I
like
thought I was looking at the just red pouch. I was
I
like, I
had an
mean, it's a
accident
smaller
in
bag
my
of holding,
diaper.
so
I don't like to talk
right.
about it. Unfortunately, not. So the Templar sees the bag, and you know, he's gonna take it from you and put it with the other wrapped up items of yours, and sees that.
Oh.
Hmm?
Okay, as long as Doreen here is here, doesn't matter. Makes sense. Same thing. He won't.
Uh, the Templar looks at Aurora covered in the chainmail, looks to Doreen, and Doreen's like, "Fucking leave it, and move out. Daylight won't wait for you or anybody. Make sure you're there, back at Gasp before nightfall." And Doreen's going to like give one look at you, Aurora, and says, "The pens will have you soon." And she's going to run to the mines. Templar, Tithian, and you guys are all going to be making your way downtown. In this
Making my
sort,
way down.
you like this sort of like arrangement where you've got one on each side of you, the Templar at the front, and then Tithian leading the way. Boop.
And the kids, do they come with us?
They do not.
Let me see.
They watch you as you go. They are watched by a guard, and that's a fair point. It's what would happen. They're not tied down, and before you can leave, Breeze gets up like the wind and rushes over to Aurora and wraps her arms around your waist in a hug
Oh,
and whispers, "Thank you for bringing her back. Try and find her. I wish to see my friend again. Swear it."
On my oath, child, I will bring you back, Ida.
She looks up to you with like eyes full of tears and a quivering lip and says, "You're the bestest lady I have ever known." And one of the guards just like peels her off of you and thrusts her back, and she sort of like lands on her butt. And she doesn't get up as you will make your way back up the tracks.
When I see him start to come up, I'll make sure I'm nice and hidden.
Sure. Do you have wild shape form still?
No, I'm not in wild shape now at the moment. No,
I'm just me.
just
Oh,
me.
little old me.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. So, Kariko, what are you tending to do here? You're just going to track them from a distance?
Yeah, that was the plan. I'm just gonna trail him, and I guess it. I can't remember how it took us over a day to get to the mines from Gertz, right?
No, a day. Going uphill.
So it was just a full day of travel uphill, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
The pixels, I see them.
I don't know.
Already load for me.
I feel like I can't really do anything to.
You
Yeah.
know where we're going, so.
Yeah, I know where we're going. I just I'm trying to think if there's
Is
anything
there
I
any
can do
chance?
to stop this so we don't end up back in the pens.
Yeah. Is there any chance that since it is visible that we are like hurt, wounded, and exhausted, that we can like slow down the walking just enough so that we don't so that we have to like rest earlier before getting to Gerst?
That on the way back up, you did have a rest halfway.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we, as we're like kind of wounded and looking exhausted, as we can like, if we are walking slower, then ultimately everyone is gonna walk slower.
Oh, you want to like
If we
drag
can
your
maybe
feet?
slow down. No, not. It's more like maybe like being like exhausted for a moment and like standing somewhere for a short moment before like picking up again, just enough to like over the course of like a whole day delay a little bit, so we have to like rest before we get to Gerst.
Oh, you mean like a long rest before Ghost?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. The the guards will not allow that. They know the pace to take because it's somewhat morning-ish right now. You had your long rest, then you went down to level 3. You did the big fight, then you came out. So it's still somewhat early in the day, and they know the pace that they have to take to get to the city. If you attempt to drag your feet, they will
I
likely
really like they
push you.
perfectly know how quick to walk this
No, but
get
long.
there on time.
I know, but like not within like the second, but like within an hour's space or time. They know generally the routes and how long it takes. Just like if you were to walk home from work, you know how long that takes.
Yeah, well, I'm not walking a day home. I think that would be very hard to
Uh,
gauge if you don't have like clocks.
there's a single path to take to Ghost. It's pretty easy. So
Sure.
dragging your feet, whilst you can delay it to be like maybe dusk, um, dragging it to the point where you just like prevent movement is like you have an escort, a guard all the way back to Garst. So you're a slave still, and
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
encouraged to move. And the Templars would like pick you up and say, "Get moving, slave."
Exactly. Well, that still costs time.
Yeah,
Every time they need to do that. Like if we do it like every like 2 hours or something, that already would be.
not significant enough to delay a whole day.
Yeah.
But you will move downhill. You are still, well, let's take you back to it. Leaving the quarry of the iron mines and climbing once more the rail track up to the peak of the trail to head down towards the city of the valley. You wish in some parts to be back in those mines when the heat of the sun starts to beat down on your shoulders and head. The sweltering heat that rises from the soil and cracked ground of the mountain trail instantly breaks you out into a sweat, and covered in what you are, despite Magrim occasionally sneakily doing a prestidigitation to remove the more significant pieces of grime. The sweat mixes with the dirt and the fluids that covered you for the past couple of days. And you feel filthy and hot. Almost chokingly so. The air almost burns here in relation to the cool air that was within the mines. And you remember, it wasn't that long ago, what it felt like to be unsheltered under the sun. as if a weight descends on your already exhausted shoulders. And the jingling of chains. You are led back down the mountain path to what you currently perceive to be an inevitability. But for one hope, your friend the druid, who you each hope does not get seen and is tracking your whereabouts. About a half day goes by as you trudge painstakingly down the burning rocks towards your fate, until you reach the same outcropping that provides somewhat a bit of shelter on this mountain trail where you are ushered towards, and you take respite under the noon sun as the surrounding environment bakes. The Templar guard produces a couple of water skins, one for himself, one for you guys to share. And you are able to take a rest. Anyone want to do anything on this rest?
Particularly want the Templars to know about Nisa's infection. They might take her.
The alchemist jug right now is still poison, right?
It's acid.
Acid. Okay. Okay.
Are the Templars discussing anything, like where they're going? Not where they're going to take us, because they did say ghost, but I don't know, anything that might be of interest to us that they're talking about? I don't know.
You wish to eavesdrop on what the guards are talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, roll perception.
Like I should do this too. I have eavesdropped so much in this campaign.
You're a
That
little
might be enough.
sneak, if that's what you prefer. Okay. Perception, okay, 17. You hear two of the guards generally chatting as they're having a sip of water and, rubbing their feet, generally taking a load off. And they converse over a couple of topics for this relatively short rest. There's a few comments on a number of topics. There's a couple of statements regarding, hey, do you believe these slaves actually killed that bug? Do you see the size of it? And then the conversation changes to, what would it have taken for Tithian to take a platoon up here? Why Tithian? Why is he here? He's never left Gerst as far as they remember. Then it sort of gravitates towards more of a entertainment perspective, where they start talking about something called the games. And the recent news out of Gerst. And you get to hear that in the time that you've been gone, there has been an announcement from King Kalik himself, that there are to be games scheduled in the arena, and for all the noble houses and as many people of Gerst to come and enjoy themselves for a day of arena games as a